everyone. Things are a lot different right now than they were a few weeks ago, aren't they? Sometimes when things change, we can feel scared or afraid. Um, there's all kinds of reasons we might feel scared. I wanted to bring you a song called Do Not Be Afraid. And this song is very comforting because we remember that Jesus promised us to be with us always. So we have no reason to be afraid because he's always with us. Now this song has some sign language with it. So I'm going to teach you some of the signs before we do the song together. And then just know that even if it's kind of hard to get it right at first, the more you go through this video with me, the better at it you'll get. Just like with anything, the more you practice it, the better you get. So let's start with the chorus. The chorus is the part of the song we're going to do more than once. So do not is we're going to go do not. That's pretty easy, right? Do not. And fear is you touch your fingers together and then you open them on your chest. Do not fear. And this is the same sign for afraid. Afraid. Okay? So do not fear, for I am with. This is with. Makes sense, right? Two hands together are with each other. So I am with you. Do not be afraid. This is our fear and afraid sign. Do not fear, for I am with you. Next is believe. You point to your head and then you clasp your hands together like you're capturing what you're thinking, right? Believe. And then promise is where a promise comes from your mouth, right? You make a promise with your words. So promise, you take your pointer finger and go like that. Promise. Kind of like you're not going to let it out, right? You're catching it in your hand and you're not going to let it out. So believe in the promise I made. The sign for made is kind of like you're twisting something together. So again, believe in the promise I made, and then back to do not be afraid. So that's our chorus, all right? So let's try that again together. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid. Do not fear, for I am with you. Believe in the promise I made. Do not be afraid. All right, so that is the chorus part, the part that we're going to do twice. And now here's the verse part. This is where the song will start. Okay, the first one is when I'm alone. You just go like this because it's one person, right? When I'm alone. And lost is like this. Lost. And then here comes afraid again, or afraid. So let's back up and do that again. When I'm alone, lost or afraid. And next, when it's too dark, dark is like this. When it's too dark to see. Try that again. When it's too dark to see. And then I will remember. Remember is kind of like believe. So remember is where you're going to capture your thought and you're going to bring it down to your other fist. So I will remember. So let's see. Here's believe. And here's remember, I think. Remember. And then promise, the promise. And then God is where you make your hand like this and you go straight down the front of you. So I will remember, I think it's like this. I will remember the promise of God. And then for words, I guess it's kind of like drawing a letter. Just sort of like do this with one hand and put it on that finger. So these are his words to me. So I'm going to back up and do that whole verse again. Okay? When I'm alone, lost, or afraid, when it's too dark to see, I will remember the promise of God. These are his words to me. And then we do the chorus, which you know. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid. Do not fear, for I am with you. Believe in the promise I made. Do not be afraid. Now, our next verse is, let's see, it goes like this. So we do God. Again, God's always with me, right by my side. That's easy. You just take your hand and go right down the side. Okay, so God's always with me, right by my side. And no matter is kind of fun. You just take your hands and you kind of flap them together. No matter, and then make your hand like this, like that. So where I may be. And this is the sign for be, where I may be. He sees in the dark. He hears when I cry. These are his words to me. All right, let's back up again and do that second verse. So, God's always with me, right by my side, no matter where I may be. He sees in the dark. He hears when I cry. These are his words to me. All right? And then, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid. Do not fear, for I am with you. Let's see. Believe in the promise I made. Do not be afraid. All right, very good. So let's see. Let's put it to the music, and that's when it's the most fun. All right, so here we go. That's all